Hello, I am Mike of Need Enough Dice. This is the Kerbal Space Program. This here is my SCANSAT that is destined to go to Gilly. Is currently orbiting Eve at a orbital inclination that matches that of Gilly. I actually have a whole bunch of satellites around Eve that are eventually going to go around Gilly, but the actual contract I have at the minute is to get SCANSAT RADAR, which is what this one is. Get details of Gilly, and then get details of Eve. So I'm going to have to do them all at some point to get them from where they are to Gilly. So I thought I'd just do this one. And then hopefully I could just do all the others without, you know, making you watch it all. I did, however, discover something new and interesting. I don't know, basically, before I run Kerbal Space Program of the day, I run SCAN, which is the mod organizer, and citizen science updaters, which I think is what's causing this. As you can see, I've got a new thing here going twirly in my science update. So I click on that and I get a thing called a probe report. Available experiments probe report. Now I can right click on this, right, and amongst all of the usual things, control from here, rename vessel, probe report. Probe report while in space high over Eve. The telemetry indicates that all systems are functioning normally. And that's kind of interesting. And that gives me 5 science. I discovered this. I got a mission to get science data from around Kerbal. So I just went to my satellite, you know, a thermometer satellite, and I was going to transmit 0 science worth of thermometer data. And instead I discovered this. So it's like, oh, that's really weird. So that was 1 science around Kerbal. It's 5 science around Eve. So I might as well just transmit that. An exciting 5 science. There you go. So that's a weird thing. I presume that's been added by Citizen Science, because I did see that update on SCAN. So there you go. Not quite sure what that's about. So I mean, it gives a tiny amount of science here and there. So there you go. I am up to 1,137 science, 0.1. So I can actually get some. I can get one of the. I've got 3 end things to get. 2 of which I just don't care about. It must be said. I mean, there's the aerodynamics one, which is for making great big space shuttles, which I'm just not that good at planes, so I haven't bothered to get good at planes. There's a new space probe. I don't know what's good about it, apart from the fact that it seems to be physically bigger. I think it's so that it fits on Rockomax engines, but it can do the same things as the smaller version of that probe core, but it just fits the Rockomax kind of big engine. I think that's what that's for. So what we're going to do is we are going to just, you know, pick a point and go, no, does that give me, you know, a rendezvous? No, it doesn't. So we're just going to move around and adjust. Ooh, that was interesting. What's that? What's that give me? Basically, I want to see if I'm getting an encounter. Where is? All right, so that's like the opposite of what I want. The closest I would be is like right on the other side of the orbit, which is, you know, clearly not that great. Okay, so we're basically just going to see if I can find a place where we get an actual encounter. I get the feeling that Target position closest approach. It always seems to be over there, so maybe I should just go for that right now and just kind of assume that's what's going to happen. Oh, that's interesting. I've been clicking the wrong thing. Let's just zero that out. It's only prograde and retrograde I'm interested in. I'm entirely happy to do it. Oh, actually, that hasn't happened. Okay. What was going on here? It's all about just fiddling with this and then seeing if I can get an actual encounter. Part of the problem is that Gilly is so very small that its gravity is not very much, and therefore getting an encounter can be quite fiddly. Oh, that looks interesting. And it's not, you know, I'm quite familiar with the Mun and Minmus, but not so much with Gilly. Okay. So you can see this is very, very, you know, the slightest change and I get a huge difference in what kind of encounter I can get. Ooh, that's looking good. But you can see just how just the tiniest bit of a change can. Well, that's just, I mean, that's literally just adding one delta V and then back again. You know. So this is a little bit. Oh, that's quite good. What I might want to do is maybe about here, see if I can't come up with something that'll get me a better encounter. Look at node 2. Closest approach 1170. Okay, so adding at the minute is helping. Oop. Until suddenly it doesn't. Oh, that's annoying. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that either. Oh, I've just broken everything, right? I have to start again. Oh, I just don't know what I might have, no, right, okay. So hopefully I haven't screwed up my I haven't screwed up my inclination is what I've done. Oh, that's aggravating. I hit Control Z because I wanted to reverse, and the game just said, "No, you meant Z, didn't you?" It's like, argh. Right, I can't remember where I was and what was good. I don't think that was that at all. I think I was on the exact opposite. Around here-ish. Or not. No, there we go. Oh, I'm very annoyed with myself. I actually had something that was kind of vaguely resembling a decent orbit, like it could have been an encounter, but I've now broken that. That's really aggravating. So there's going to be a lot of fiddling here because I'm, you know, this is very new to me. It's possible that what I could do is use one of the orbit. Let's just get rid of everything for a second. Move that down there. It is possible that I'd be able to use some of the, you know, the online guides. And you just ask what is a good what are the guidelines for going around Gilly? When do you want to go and all that kind of stuff? That's looking good. Okay. You know, like I keep saying, the Gilly is such a you know, little tiny thing that getting to it can be quite hard. That's not helping. Let's get to node 2 and let's just 0 out. That. Okay, so that's not helping. That's not helping. That just gets rid of the whole thing. Closest approach 4K. 4.8, so I don't think that's helping. No, that's interesting. That's not really helping at all. Ooh. I lose the approach there, you see. And it's very hard to tell sometimes whether it's because the whole idea is stupid and you just I should be going someplace entirely different. No, I went too far that time. And a lot of it, I mean, yeah, this is, bearing in mind, this is the game trying to calculate these things ahead of time. And not necessarily being correct. It's just slightly aggravating. Right, I'm going to see if I can find a thing, and I'm going to be back when I have something resembling. Okay, now allegedly I've got an encounter and an orbit with those two nodes there. Of course, the big question is whether or not I'm going to be able to accurately, because it's down to, like, you know, tiny amounts of delta V. Obviously this first one's like 500, but not only is it you know, an orbit, it's actually a polar orbit, which is actually what I want. I'm probably going to try and get into that, something resembling that. I don't think I'm going to try and be more polar than that. I believe that is only a suggested orbit, but we'll find out. So an awful lot. This is going to be so finicky, and I may actually have to start effectively docking with Gilly, where instead of carefully planning out a maneuver, I just get as close as I can, and then I just literally start heading towards it as if I was docking with something. Okay, so precise node. Thank you very much. Bring up alarm clock, add an alarm. Yeah, this is now the time where I devoutly wish I had a better core in this thing, but don't mind. And we'll focus in on the actual ship again. The only thing I really need to worry about is that coming up. Oh, that's all right. I'll be able to do this maneuver. Then I'm going to have time to wait for that one to come up. And I'll just have to circularize the resource one when the time comes. Okay, so let's see. So I'm probably going to have to redo this maneuver here, because I almost certainly won't get this as precisely as I would like. It would be easy if I had a better core in this, which would follow the maneuver for me and get me directly, get me much closer. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right, so it's about 500 meters a second, so it's about a 12-second burn. So I want to be as close as I can get. Right, things are moving off there. So I want to ease into the last few meters a second. And get absolutely as close as I can get. Okay, so that probably means that I've overshot slightly. But I may not be able to do any better than I have. Right, there we go. We're going to go with that. No, okay, so I've still got the encounter according to this. After this, that's the next node, which is going to be, oh wow, 0.3 meters per second. That's going to be entertaining to try and do. So I'm going to put that in, and yeah, so right, we're going to do that maneuver next. The circularization maneuver of Eve scan resource is pretty standard, so I probably won't even show that. But so next episode should be getting into Gilly's actual sphere of influence, I hope, and that may require some fiddling at this end, because it's a tiny maneuver that I'm wanting to do. So it might be quite tough to arrange. My temptation is to aim towards the maneuver node now, but in fact what I'm going to do is going to aim towards the sun, just in case I run out of electricity, because that's happened to me before. And in fact, is there a... No, I think the only storage I've got on this... Oh, I've got 200 electric charge on this. Yeah. Right, I'll turn that off. So, if the worst comes to the worst. It shouldn't do. It shouldn't do. Everything should be fine. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. So next time, It's actually trying to get to Gilly. I can't even see Gilly on my... It should be somewhere in this kind of... I should be able to see it. I should be able to spot it. But yeah, Gilly is currently over there, and I am hopefully going to be intersecting it next time. So thanks so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Come visit me at offdice.com, and until next time, reach for the stars.